Today, we are going to deal with Pandemic Inc 8 trends driving the business growth. And we will not be dealing the trends directly. We will be dealing with more the situation and the introduction today. And we will be dealing with the major trends in the future. But we will be mentioning what are the major trends the author identifies in the book. Bye-bye 2020, even though it is in the book, it is mentioned as welcome 2020. It's already over. It's 2021. So let's say bye-bye 2020. 40% of the Americans have less than $400 in savings, according to a 2018 survey conducted by the Federal Reserve. And after just 2 weeks of quarantine, almost 1/3 of American renters, that's almost like 31%, were unable to pay their full rent, according to the National Family Council. According to 2015 JP Morgan Chase analysis of institutions, including 597 businesses, only half has enough cash to hand to survive a full month without new revenue. So situation is bad. Amidst the death and damage, businesses can do something authentic and tangible to survive, rebuild, and thrive. And that can happen. The only way we can recover from pandemic, according to the book, is if the businesses can survive the short-term liquidity crisis, rebuild their operations to fit new realities, thrive in tomorrow's post-pandemic economy. So they have to be creative. And if you are an entrepreneur, business owner, executive decision maker, venture capitalist, private equity investor, you need to look for opportunities amidst the chaos. You need to look for the problems and try to fix them and find new opportunities of business while doing that. And the author identified 8 trends in this book, which is shortened as salvaged. It includes self-sufficiency, analytics, liquidity, virtualization, automation, government, exponential thinking, and decentralization. In the following slides, we will be, in the following chapters, we will be dealing more with it. But let's start with what is the situation now. The situation now is include the good, the bad, and the ugly. The good part is there will be landslide of practical and creative solutions in very short time. And there will be a lot of kindness bubbling around us. Canadians started a new trend called core-mongering as alternative to scaremongering. These groups encourage people to share their needs or offer help, allowing those in need to receive support within their communities. So there will be a lot of kindness. The bad part, we see headlines, news of death, sickness, struggle for months on end. Pandemic is creating a collective pain shared by our entire global population. And the ugly part is the pandemic brought untold human suffering to our global community, even those blessed with more resources. Millions of small businesses had and will declare bankruptcy in the future. Elevated unemployment and widespread financial struggle, decimated retail, dining, and travel industries will all be playing out at the same time. So those who can come up with creative solutions can survive. Now the next thing is possible sovereign debt crisis. The reduced trade, lower demand for oil and lower oil prices all resulted in a lower US dollar inflow in emerging economies. US dollar is gaining value against emerging markets, even after the Fed started printing money. exacerbating foreign borrowers' problems. Now they are going to have issues too. The reduced trade and lower US dollar inflow can cause a cascading debt crisis across emerging markets. The rising dollar could create a debt crisis for countries holding US denominated debt, resulting in a sovereign debt crisis possibly similar to 1997 Asian financial crisis. Pandemic accelerated the trend towards populist leaders and nationalist policies. Pandemic has fueled existing anti-globalist trends, including pronouncements against foreigners, mandated international travelers restrictions, and even closed borders. Supply chain is another area which had several shocks during the pandemic. As Chinese producers started producing again, American customers weren't placing orders. So what will happen then? And this rippled through the supply chain and until the normalcy returned to the market. Processing plants closed down across the nation, resulting in depopulation of the millions of livestock, which is actually again created a lot of food shortage issues. The stock market is rallying as the Federal Reserve has expanded its balance sheet more than $2 trillion since the crisis started. As of February 2020, the largest 5 stocks in the S&P 500 accounted for almost 18% of the market value. 33 million newly unemployed people are mostly low-wage workers. The businesses that will soon declare bankruptcy due to quarantine are mostly small privately held companies. The bias in the Wall Street is too pronounced. You have heard about Wall Street bets and problems associated with the stocks, and the favoritism towards rich is too apparent, especially in the Wall Street side. The root cause of this tension is a widening division between the rich and poor, and it will widen even further as a result of our current crisis. Ceasing credit markets and rapid currency devaluations would explode cryptocurrency valuations. As you know, cryptocurrencies have decentralized structures. So central banks represent a centralized monetary system, and the cryptocurrencies will represent a decentralized monetary system, and that may also is gaining momentum as you are seeing now. So many things are happening. We will deal with more in the next video. Thank you.